Mother dearest.
Sophie dearest. Here we go again.
In one way, I've been preparing my whole life for it, but also I have no idea what to expect.
I think if you overthink, you would never do it because, quite frankly, it's an awesome ride. If you realize some of the mistakes you're going to make, you wouldn't do it. You just wouldn't do it.
When you talk to moms, it's always like, oh, it's amazing. It was 100% worth it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. And I believe moms. I also want to know, like, are there moments in motherhood where you think, like, should I have done this?
You talk to a mother and she's telling you a different story depending on the time of day and depending on what her kids have done that day. So, there are moments that are just euphoric and there are moments that you despair. I think every mother said it's been worthwhile that I know. It's not only worthwhile, it's more than that. One of my favorite moments in motherhood, actually, is when you guys were all sort of, approaching teenage years and you were going out and doing your own thing. And when you would all come back at night and everyone was safe in their beds. And I would say, I have them all here. My nest is complete. That was like a feeling of euphoria. Because there's always in motherhood, and perhaps I did it more than most or less than others, I don't know, but it's the worry, it's the constant worrying about your children. So when they're safe and they're inert in bed, it's like
nothing can happen to them.
I got them all here. Yeah. And no one can take them away from me or do something to them or they do something to themselves and so on.
I have this worry.
Are you crying again?
Yeah.
Do you ever do a video without crying? Just tell me that.
I mostly cry in the videos when I'm with you.
Oh.
I have this worry. I think I'm realizing it right now. I love things hard. Like when I had Stevie, our dog, I loved her to the point where she hated me because I couldn't let go of her. I just wanted to kiss her and cuddle her all the time.
Yeah.
And part of me is so excited to have a baby, partially for that. Like I just have this incessant desire to cuddle
To contain
something.
Yeah.
And something small. Something small. And I am worried, like, what if my child doesn't want that? Not every child is cuddly and affectionate like that. But then also, like, I don't know, I guess it's a bigger thing. Yeah. Did you ever feel as a mom that you kind of have this realization that you have to let go of your kids? Like, you
absolutely.
have to just let them be who they are?
That is possibly the job that a mother must always remember, and that is that you're creating in your child emotional resilience, because if you don't, they won't be able to cope with life. You want to save them from every possible hurt and pain.
I'm not afraid of cocooning my child necessarily. It's that I have certain desires for my child, who they will be.
Yeah.
And I'm already feeling this sense of like, well, I don't want to put that on them. They have to kind of become their own person.
Absolutely.
Did you have moments in motherhood where you kind of had these realizations like, oh, Sophie is not who I thought, like she's different than what I thought, or she's making her own decisions, or...
Yeah, absolutely. And it's kind of like, whoa, it's a shock. They're an individual. They're unique. Each child is unique. And so, the great things when you have more than one is you're able to see that unfold in real time. But when they make a decision that you don't agree with, there is some stress there. But what helped me enormously was having a partner who, having Dale in my life, who was equally invested in the upbringing of you children. And we would be able to bounce off ideas. Did you notice? And she'd really? Is that what you wanted? I mean, honestly?
When I was trying for a baby, when David and I were trying.
Okay, I'm going to say one thing, because I look around your studio. I'm artistic in my own way, but not like you. And your creativity, I find it very distracting. Just like seeing all these amazing things that you've created when you had a moment of heartbreak.
Which one?
And you created this video, this stop motion, and it was so perfect, and you did it, and it got you through a really difficult moment, a very sad moment in your life, and you did it through being creative. And I said, oh, what a gift. And who gave that to her? You know.
Just weeping.
Are you crying? Oh, it's because you're pregnant. It's because you're pregnant. Pregnant,
No,
the emotions,
also,
and now it begins.
I just think it is quite special when a parent, like, sees a special part of you, you know, like,
Yeah.
my creativity, for some reason, feels, like, close to my soul, like, in a way that most characteristics aren't, you know? And so, yeah,
wow, that's so beautiful.
no, it's just very special to have a parent.
Well, it's the language of your soul. It's the way you express the language of your soul.
Of course, I'm thrilled to be pregnant. Oh God, I'm gonna cry again. But I'm thrilled to be pregnant. I can't wait to start my family.
Right.
But there was this moment where, you know, we came up to see you guys and to tell you that I was pregnant, and it was so incredible. Your reaction was so incredible. Say, Sophie's pregnant. And everything I could have, more than I could have ever hoped for.
Right.
And that night, David and I were in bed and we were talking about it. We were watching the video, and I said to him, like, I think that was the pinnacle of my life.
Oh God.
No, but I just said, like, that was such a fun moment.
Yeah.
And I realized, like, wow, that's one of the last milestones with my family, you know, it's like telling them that I'm having a child. Like, what other milestone beyond that is the same?
It is a point of closure. It is and it is a moment of closure for both mother and child, because you are then having to watch them be a mother and not to be too interfering, and not to be there if they need the support. And then for the child, their relationship, as I recall, you know, becomes less dependent on the mother.
Yeah.
And because they themselves are a mother and they need to mother their child. So it is this moment of closure. But I think focusing on the growth of that moment is a way better way of looking at it.
Of course,
so it's also an opening to greater relationship.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's sad for me in some way. Like, to have that realization was definitely like a pang. But then to think, like, oh, but I'm gonna experience from the other perspective, like, what I experienced growing up, you know, I'm gonna create that. We need to end it.
You know what I say? Do another piece of art.
Yeah.
Create now your greatest pieces of you know, the things that you want to create will become you know, even more interesting as you have this soul growing within you. Can you believe that we have that?
No, it's amazing.
Blessing?
Yeah.
I think of midwives and doulas and what a blessing to watch that moment over and over and over again. Actually, that might have been a nice career for me.
There's always time.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Mom.
I love you.
I love you. I don't think I can make this because I'm just sobbing the whole time.
You know what? I'm so happy that you are aware of the profound moment that you're going through, and that there's nothing that is more sacred, really.
I love you.
Love you.
My Molly.